Welcome back, everybody. Cormac Kerr breaks off against Luke Sangees. Ireland versus Wales in the Ultimate Pool Series Judgment Weekend. Just a little bit of interference down the microphone there, folks. Hope you hope you didn't catch too much of that. We're underway in frame number one. Luke Sangees versus Cormac Kerr. That's a lovely shot from Cormac just to open this frame up. Everything available to him now. It's at the top half of the table. Still has a little bit of work to do on the final red by the 8-ball. That's the main priority for him. Doesn't want to leave himself too much angle here.
I think he's left the natural here, just to come down and target the red. Oh, he's got the wrong side of it. Had to catch that full. Interesting matchup, this one for me. Two players I think have had very similar seasons. Both had their moments, both had their chances, both gone deep. Luke a little bit older than Cormac, but still relatively young in pool terms, and Cormac one of the rising stars of Irish pool. And that's a wide.
Yeah, a long way off that one from Cormac, but it was in truth a very, very tough shot. And Luke Sangees, always think for players, these feel like a little bit of a freebie when you come to the table and you've got all your balls and just the 8-ball to finish off. And then you think that, and you look at the table Luke's got himself here, and you think, well, actually, this is far from a simple opportunity and a little bit of work to do. He's not going to take the first poke at this one, just lays the snooker. He's looking. The thing is with that shot, whilst I like it, I just wonder if he could have done potentially a little bit more. Because he's not going to get cue ball in hand. You have to expect Cormac is going to hit this. The worst case scenario, of course, that he makes it.
Yeah, the question is, could he have done something more in terms of developing a ball whilst playing safe?
Ooh, that wasn't far away, and he is going to get cue ball in hand.
He is, but he's still going to have to play a couple of shots to make the counter here. Nothing says he has to go in this visit, but play short position deals with the two together, but then you've got the two nearest the left-hand side cushion, and you know, obviously we've talked about these Rasson Apollos playing tight, and they certainly did last time we were here in Blackpool, and they're not as comfortable as they used to be. Especially being the first frame of the match, just to settle in. Two queuing shots required. Knows he should get both of these, but It's time to sort of showcase the queuing and get... wow. Well, indicating it pulled out. Always looked like it was on the draw. Actually, I thought it was going to flick the red and go in at one point. So, not the finest replay we've ever seen, if we're honest, but...
And not the finest combo we've ever seen either from Cormac Kerr.
Yeah, if the red sits over the pocket, he's gained a serious chance in the frame, but the red going to the side just gives Luke Sanjis just a little bit more room to play with. It's still not comfortable, but he's still favourite to win the frame.
Yeah, not quite a free go at this, but it may feel like one. And so much so he doesn't take it on. I don't mind that choice.
Yeah, just... is he giving Cormac an opportunity to double this red into the corner where the yellow wants to be and control the cue ball to somewhere near the break line on the top right-hand side of the table? Certainly, there's a chance that Cormac comes out of this shot in great shape. Well, it goes the other way and plays it absolutely guaranteeing the safety, but has given Luke Sanjis an opportunity here.
Yeah, testy first frame this one.
That's why I didn't like Cormac's shot. It gave Luke Sanjis an opportunity to respond, and now Luke's back in the driving seat. Whereas the slightly riskier shot for Cormac, if he got it right, would have put Luke in a world of trouble. And that should end the frame.
Yeah, but a deja vu there for Cormac Kerr. Exactly the same outcome as the last time he was snookered. And cool hand Luke Sanjis will get the job done from here. Don't you worry about that.
This is the end of Luke's second year on the Ultimate Pool Pro circuit, and a slight step backwards this year after a positive first year for me. Hasn't quite delivered as he would have liked.
That's a cracking break from Luke to kick off his breaking campaign in this match.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, he can't really break him much better than that. He's struck us a dream.
3 yellows and a red. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, cue ball was pretty perfect as well. It did get a bit of a rocketing around from a cannon on another ball, but, you know, you can't be moaning about that. That's a pretty perfect beginning.
There's a route out on both sets here, but red's just marginally easier. If you go yellows, you're probably having to play the one bottom left and leave yourself a shot to top right corner, and you just had to be quite cute with controlling the cue ball, whereas red has more margin. The only one that needs any attention is the one by the 8 ball, but you've got perfect access to it with either of the balls at the top end of the table, so no surprise to see reds.
Yeah, just slightly wrong side of this red from what would have been perfect. Would be a problem. Or we could just hold it straighter than I realised. So pretty smooth. Well, until.
That's quite incredible. It really is. You think once he'd got that first frame on the board that edginess will have just gone away, but that was a poor one.
Just simply didn't see that coming at all. Really, really surprising.
Luke can get quite hot-headed out there as well, and mistakes like that can really get to him. We saw him win a match similar stage last time we were here in Blackpool and stormed out the arena before anyone could grab him for a post-match interview. He was up in his room very angry very quickly, and he'd won that match. It just shows you how he can put himself through it mentally. A few players like that, they care about the level. I think everybody cares about the level, but the most important thing is getting the win. You win, doesn't matter, you can move on and improve.
Yeah, best thing you can have in this game is a short memory. Cormac Kerr squares things up with an absolute gimme, really. One each, and he knows by rights in that frame he should have gone 2-0 down. The ones that come to mind for me, I think you were just about to say Declan Brennan. For me, Scott Gillespie and John McAllister are the...
Yeah.
And of course Chris Melling's in that conversation as well, because he's been again just Mr. Consistent. But yeah, those are the players that are sort of in that conversation for me as Cormac breaks off in frame 3.
Yeah, Declan 4 finals, one victory. John McAllister a couple of victories. Same for Chippy. It's all everyone sort of played their part in what was been a great season, but Tom's been the number one and stand out all the way through. 6. What's he had this year? 3 titles. He's had WPF World Masters. Oh, Luke. Ball in hand. That's a massive error. Yeah, 3 titles. He's won the WPF World Masters on top of that as well. He's also won everywhere where he's gone around the world. In ultimate pool terms, he's won in America, in Morocco. Even won a Chinese 8-ball event in ultimate pool terms, which is
felt like showing off that.
Yeah. So he's really, number of titles this year is probably double figures in all, but 3 on the pro circuit. Those last 2 shots from Luke are going to be really sticking in his head.
Well, he's going to have a chance here to turn the sort of fortunes around, but yeah, a couple of really loose ones.
What that tends to do is next time you come to the table, you start thinking ultra aggressive. Right, I'm going to show you. Let me get myself going here. And I'm not saying going aggressive here is the wrong thing to do. You just know that's what he's thinking. Is he thinking clearly enough to pull back if he has to? And he might have to. I don't think he's got the angle here. No, he hasn't. So he's going to have to come up the table if he wants to continue. Can't play the one bottom left now. Even when he does play to break it out, he's going to be sending the red towards the 8-ball. So he needs to move it far enough to go. Right now he's still odds against this finish.
It's a lovely pot though.
And if he tries to play the breakout from the one left centre, gets it, you could pop that yellow in front of the red to bottom left. So I think he's doing the right thing coming down the table now. Oh, that's excellent.
He's been very, very unfortunate.
He has. Does that red still go top right?
He's going to hope so.
Because if he can float this in, you can certainly get onto it that way. It's not ideal.
Yeah, if it doesn't go, he's been incredibly unlucky, so that was a great shot. But this now is tough.
He's missed easier in the last frame to win the rack, essentially.
Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. He's been unlucky there, Luke Sanjis, in truth, because he played a lovely shot and wasn't fully rewarded. Cormac comes back to the table.
And that's the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's a sort of little salvo, a little run from Luke Sanjis. It's the sort of thing that can happen where it starts to potentially veer towards head in shed territory.
Yeah.
Because
Shredsville.
yeah. Population him right now. It's a tough place to be, nothing going right.
And it's such an opportunity for Cormac, who didn't start the match particularly well himself, just to find a step here, and it'll only be 3-1 in a race to 7 if he clears up here. He'll have the next break though, but he's also got his opponent down and down deep, so it's actually quite big moments in this match. Cormac's normally very good at analysing and understanding that. I'd say that out of the two players, Cormac doesn't get as down on himself when he's struggling as Luke does. I've seen him have moments out there, but he's normally got a lot of confidence, a lot of belief in himself, and if he makes an error, he kind of just goes on about and gets the next one.
Yeah, that's a very good quality to have.
And no issues with this rack whatsoever.
Well, I said at the on the sofa with Gary and Mark in the break there, I said it feels a little bit before the Lord Mayor show, in a way.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's a nice break from Cormac to give himself first poke in this frame.
This is thin. Oh, he's gone for the one in the middle. I thought he might be cutting the other one back. That's an excellent pot.
Yeah, work from here is not super easy though.
Yeah, he's not landed, has he? Reds were no chance there. The red that was in amongst the yellows, no way of breaking it out, so I had to go yellows. Just was hoping that first shot would have come out a little bit kinder for him.
I think you have to take the one below you. He's going left centre. I thought maybe bottom right, but left centre's a decision. It's a lovely pot. He's lost the cue ball ever so slightly though. He's got away with it. Those are the things that you watch in Luke's chair and just think, yeah, of course you've got away with it.
It all adds to it. This is a little awkward. Wants to just screw out towards the left centre pocket. Red's in the way. If he tries to force it off the top cushion, the top cushion actually then becomes into play because you're forcing it. Oh, he was able just to pinch the pocket a little bit, but that's not the good leave there at all. That's excellent though. And he's back to being Cormac Kerr, bouncing around the table full of confidence that we've seen throughout the year. And it's going to be 4-1. He's 3 behind, but he's only 1 break behind. So that's the way he's got to spin it positivity. Oh no, that won't help if the cue ball goes. It's not.
Oh, he actually got a little bit of rub there because the cue ball was tracking towards that top right corner pocket. Watch it here. Just starts to threaten and then gets kicked away, makes a ball, cue ball stays up. Maybe this can be something of a turning point for Cool Hand Luke.
That's poor from Luke. Gone a little bit casual, almost though he'd kind of almost given up. And yeah, that was frame over 4 out. He was in prime position, and rather than just making sure by getting down on it properly, he's just casually dropped the balls in without getting down. And that's well, you know, we talked about it. That's all mental, and he's just not in a good place with it whatsoever.
Oh no. Cormac, what have you done? Oh, what a thing to do. Luke's left himself a little smelly on this 8 ball as well. Yeah, heart the pocket, well done. And just have to try and stay positive here. 4-2. Your opponent's just made an absolute stinking error.
Sometimes it doesn't take much just to change the perception of how things are going out there, and you start seeing things the right way again, and you start believing. And it is dry. And I think he can get to the red top left, so he can go reds here, and reds aren't bad. Does have some work. Transition shot, most notably. Okay, now start to plan the transition. You're going to deal with the 3 at the top, assuming. Well, I was about to say, assuming the one nearest the top right-hand corner now would be your transition ball. Little flick would hurt. Wouldn't hurt, rather. It has hurt. Catches that a shade thicker. It's all good. Misses it. It's all good. Yeah. How often does it come down to the transition?
It's a lovely pot. A chance, just as it was in the last frame, for Cormac to almost go in for the kill hit. Was a huge let-off that he gave Luke in the last frame when he went in off.
He's got slightly more angle on this one to the centre than he likes. He could actually take the one at the bottom of the table because the natural line works perfectly. Slides up just into a perfect area. But he's going to leave it down there. Oh, he could hold, that's why. Still think I'd like the one at the bottom.
Yeah, I think he's got his heart set on that for his 8 ball though.
Yeah. Now it's slightly awkward to get on the one at the bottom. Yeah, plays it well.
Taken 2 away. This has been a good performance from Cormac Kerr. He's been aided by a rather off-key performance from Luke Sanjis, but you can only beat what's put in front of you, and so far Cormac Kerr is doing that. He's been far from perfect, but he's been solid.
He's given up, and you know it's not the first time I've seen him do this, and he's too good to do this.
Mm.
You can see even now, you know, kind of shoulders are slumped, body language isn't good, and he's in perfect position for a break clearance, you know, but he's not showing us that positivity. Still not getting down on the shot properly. Where's the 8 ball going? I'm not sure there's enough room to take it bottom right, which means you're going to have to leave one at the bottom of the table to take it up the table, whether it's left centre or top left. So, has he come too far to the right hand side? I think he has. Yep. So another finish that he's in prime position, 3 or 4 out that lets get away. That's what, 3 on the trot now, and that's 3 on the trot without even getting down on the shot. It's not good to see.
No.
And it can be tough actually from your opponent's perspective. Obviously, spin the positive that you've got your opponent where you want him. You know, Cormac Kerr should be, but you've almost got to block out how they're playing and just focus on what you're doing. You can't get sucked into the fact they've given up, because if you give them a frame like he did 2 ago and keep them in, then every now and then you could come back and be bitten, and they find their form at the right time. So it's really important for Cormac just to play the game properly here and make sure, dot the I's, cross the T's, and he should win this match. Not with shots like that, although that's a huge fluke. Wow. Hasn't landed on anything, but was leaving the frame up if he doesn't make the fluke. For a second there, I thought Luke was going to give our referee, Patricia Roberts, a decision to make and not really attempt to get out the snooker properly, but he did try and come a couple of cushions.
On the hill goes Cormac Kerr.
He's taken quite a lot off his break, the last couple of breaks, as Cormac. Yeah, this is the story of the match since it was about 1-1. Luke Sanji's not really trying.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Because you see him roll through a finish like this, and you can see, you know, all the natural abilities there. So Cormac will get the chance to win the match. Yeah, it's a funny thing, isn't it? It's sport at the end of the day, and in an individual sport, players are going to get frustrated with themselves. That is true in, pick any individual sport you like, golf, tennis, darts. It happens. It's about what you do with it and how you deal with it. And you know, speaking about Sean Chipperfield, we've spoken before about, you know, how fun it can be to watch Chippy play angry pool.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the sort of, you've got to find your way to process and to deal with it and still find a way to get results. You know, we spoke to Jordan Shepherd at length earlier on this year about the work he's done mentally, because, you know, I think it's fair to say that Sheppy has done exactly what Luke's done. He's been there before.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have him. I certainly have. It's a horrible place when you're playing match play sport. You know, you're only relying on yourself, and you feel like the world's against you, and you feel like I've been there. You know, I stopped playing. I know exactly what Luke's going through, and probably why I feel the pain so much. It's hard to see, hard to watch. Well, the pain for Luke Sanjis. May nearly be over here. Maybe not. It's a slightly awkward angle he's left himself.
Get the sense in a funny way that Luke's probably just as much hoping that Cormac gets out as Cormac here.
Yeah, he wants it over. I wouldn't have surprised me if Luke had come forward to shake hands a couple of frames ago. To be honest with you, the way he's gone about this, that should be that. Cormac's done well. The last couple of shots, just controlled it nicely. Use the red.
Yeah, very nice from Cormac Cup. Job done for the Irishman. A solid performance. He did what he had to do. Luke Sanjis will be back on Saturday, we hope, for a run at Pro Series 10, but his run in Pro Series 9 is over. Cormac Kerr, his journey is just beginning as the Irishman secures victory, and we'll chat to him in just a moment.